Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Taylor Swift video. Now I have decided that I would do a ranking all the Taylor Swift albums individually, and I would talk about the albums and eventually rank them out of 10 at the end of the videos, because my last Taylor Swift video actually did pretty well in regards to how many views I usually get and stuff like that. So today I thought we would start with Midnight's whole technically most recent newest album. Her most recent album at the time we were recording this is 1989 TV. Midnight's is the newest album that is completely new and not just vault tracks. So this album has so many versions. We got the standard version, then we got the 3 AM version, then we got the Till Dawn version, I think. I think there was another version, I can't remember what it was right now, but I, for the most part, listened to the Till Dawn version from my phone because it has a lot of the songs that I like on it. This album only has the standard version songs on it, but even the standard version songs are great, because like Lavender Haze is amazing, Maroon's amazing, Snow on the Beach is amazing. The one that I mostly listen to is the Till Dawn version because it has so many more songs on it than the standard version, and a lot of those songs I like as well. Like, my favorite song off of this album is Paris, and that's not on the standard version. That is on the, I think that one originally came out on the 3 AM version. So it's nice. So that's why I listen to that one more. But this album is interesting because I feel like this album is kind of a culmination of her expressing what her music career has been like, because I feel like this album has a lot of notes of what her musical career has been. Like, it has notes of, this album has notes of 1989, it has notes of Reputation with vigilante shit, it has notes of Lover, it has notes of Red, it has notes of Speak Now. It just has notes of, I think the only thing that Midnight's doesn't really cover is Folklore and Evermore. Songs in Folklore and Evermore, or in Midnight's, that are like that. I'd say the song that relates mostly to Folklore and Evermore is probably Sweet Nothing, which, talking about that song, that one is my least favorite on this album. I do not listen, it's the only song that I don't listen to off of the standard version, off of the, well, and the 3 AM version technically, but it's also, but off of the Till Dawn version I don't listen to, actually with the Till Dawn version I don't listen to Sweet Nothing, the original Snow on the Beach, or the standard version of Snow on the Beach, or Karma featuring Ice Spice. That might be controversial to some people, but I do not like the Karma featuring Ice Spice. I do like the original Karma more. I mean, I wouldn't say I don't like the Ice Spice version, I just prefer the standard Karma version. But it's the opposite with Snow on the Beach. With the Snow on the Beach featuring more Lana Del Rey, it's so much better. I love Lana Del Rey. While I do like Hits Different, I would say that I don't really listen to Hits Different. So it's things like that that are kind of like, I like these songs, but I don't really listen to them. But still, with Sweet Nothing, I can't listen to Sweet Nothing. I just don't like it. And that might be a controversial opinion, but you know, come at me. I will say overall, this album is good. Like I was saying earlier, it explores a lot of whole past musical genres, but it still's mostly a pop album, which is who she is right now as a single. Another controversial opinion that I may have is that while I love Antihero and enjoy that song and can listen to that song, I think that it's overrated. But that's only probably because it's been played so many times. It's constantly being played. It's a TikTok sound, so I constantly see it on TikTok. Time I get into my call and start the call, that's the thing that comes up. Either that or Cool Summer. But I'm okay with Cool Summer. We'll get to that in another video. But things like that have made some of the stuff in Midnight's overrated. I feel like Midnight's got a lot more this might be controversial too, but I feel like Midnight's got a lot more PR and a lot more versions than it needed to be. Like, I like that idea that if you bought all of these, you could hang them up on your wall and they would be a clock. And just with the version I got the 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, whatever that is. I did that wrong. 9, 10, 11, 12. But, I understand that that's kind of cool, but at the same time, I'm like, why would anyone buy 4 albums of literally the same exact songs just to get a clock? Like, I don't understand it. But you do you. If you're more of a Taylor Swift fan who can do that, go on right ahead. Doesn't affect me. But I will say all the colors that she used for them were absolutely amazing. But I got the Jade, I forgot exactly what it was called, but the Jade Green version, and oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Most artists will have things like this that have albums that will have the words to the songs, or it'll be a picture of the artist or the band or whatever. But in this one, I like this one because she made a book. She made a booklet out of all of the songs on this standard version for all the lyrics, and I've never seen that in an album, but that is a genius idea. Because that way you can make the words bigger, because like, if you can see, the words are pretty big, and like I can read them from a good distance away. Whereas most of them, like most albums, they try and squeeze all the lyrics onto just the front and back of a leaflet, and the words are so small. So I really like how she did that. Or what she does in her other albums, which is put the lyrics on the actual album, like the inside cover of the album and stuff, instead of trying to force them onto leaflets. But overall, I would say Midnight is definitely a hit, but I wouldn't say it's her best work. I definitely wouldn't say lyrically it's her best work, and I wouldn't say talent and musically wise, it's her best work. It's definitely not a sonically cohesive album like 1989 is, but that's okay. We've seen sonically cohesive, if that's a word, albums from her before. An example, Lead is a huge hit, but it's, if you nitpick it, it is sonically incohesive. But it still works. I might not have the same opinion about everyone, but Midnights to me has kind of the same feel as Lead in terms of like the roller coaster of different kinds of songs that draw different emotions out of you. It's just a lot smaller of an album. But that's also because we're never going to get a Midnights TV. We're probably never going to get vault tracks from Midnights because I think the 3am and the Till Dawn version were already the vault tracks. And with Red, the vault tracks, she added like freaking 10 vault tracks. Not even 10. I think she added like 12. I can't remember how many she added, but she added a lot. Like, I'll talk about it when we get to it, but this one, the standard version, is just one. It's just one. It's one disc. And the Till Dawn version would probably be 2 discs, maybe even 3. But the Red Taylor's version is 4 album discs. 4. That is insane. I would say, out of 10, I would give the Midnights album a... I'd probably honestly give it a 6 or 7. Probably a 6.5 out of 10. Because there are good elements to it. There are okay elements to it. I wouldn't say there's any bad elements to it because it's not a bad album. It's a really good album. I just think she has a lot better albums. Not only like my feelings and my song music preferences, but also better written albums and better sung albums. Again, it's not sonically cohesive, which is not a bad thing necessarily, but it does go kind of all over the place. But that is pretty much my review of Midnights. The only other thing I have to add about Midnights is I do like the fact that Midnights has, in it not being sonically cohesive, I like that it has, that you can essentially put any song in Midnights on other albums. So it may be true of other albums that you can take the songs from that album, put them on another album, but with this Midnights album, you can 100% put any song on Midnights onto a different album. Like Lavender Haze would, honestly, for me, Lavender Haze would go on Level. Snow on the Beach would be, I think Snow on the Beach would be a folklore song. Vigilante Shit would be a Reputation song. Bejeweled would be a 1989 song. Although I don't think, at the same time that I think Bejeweled would go on 1989, I don't think it would fit 1989. Paris is 100% a 1989 song. Like, you could start out the album with Welcome to New York and end it with Paris. I would say Sweet Nothing is actually an Evermore song and not a folklore song. Those are pretty much my thoughts on the Midnights album. I don't have very many thoughts on it because to me it's not one of my more favorite albums, I guess, and in terms of all the other albums, I've listened to it probably the least, which sounds strange to myself because there's definitely more, though. I definitely like it better than albums like Debut and Fearless, and but like I think Midnights is just the least listened to album that I have right now, other than Debut. I think I rarely listen to Debut because there's only a few songs that I like on Debut right now, and again, that's as I'm recording this. Debut TV has not come out yet. Reputation TV hasn't even come out yet. So that is partly why I'm starting with Midnights instead of her first album, Debut. My plan with this series is to start with her last album and go back to her first album. And hopefully by the time I get to Reputation TV will have already come out, and I have gotten the album so that I can actually show you guys the cover. But this has been my review of Midnights. I know it's not exactly a stellar review. To be fair, I decided to do this on the spot, on the whim, so I will be better prepared for the other albums that I critique and review. But this has been another Taylor Swift video. Thank you for coming back to Tyler's Entertainment Corner. Subscribe so that you can see all my reviews of all the other Taylor Swift albums, but also go check out gaming videos. I do a lot of gaming videos, and there's a lot on the channel right now. So go check those out. Stay tuned for more Taylor Swift, and I will see all of you in the next one.